Hi, okay, we're going to write polynomial equations. In essence, we're going to work backwards. We are going to be given answers and have to write the equation that those answers came from. Okay, so our learning objectives today is to write polynomial equations given the zeros, imaginary zeros and real zeros, and work backwards. Okay, so to start, we need to review a little bit. I'm going to do the first one with you. These are complex numbers, so they're a mixture of real numbers and imaginary numbers. And what we need to do is multiply these together. So we have to double distribute, or some teachers call it FOIL, and we get 12 minus 3i, then plus 8i, minus 2i squared. We can combine our like terms that are in the middle. We get plus 5i. And then minus 2 times I squared is always negative 1. So that's 12 plus 5i. That's going to be plus 2. And then we combine our like terms, and we get 14 plus 5i. Okay. Go ahead and do the second one on your own. Pause the video, and then unpause when you're finished. Okay, so we double distribute again. So 1 times 1 is 1, minus 2i plus 2i, minus 4i squared. Combine our middle terms in the morning, which in the middle. Negative 2i plus 2i cancel each other out. They go away. I squared is negative 1. Negative 4 times negative 1 is positive 4. 1 plus 4 is 5. Okay, so now let's write polynomial functions that have these given roots. There are 1, 2, 3, 4 answers, meaning our final answer is going to have an x to the 4th in it. Okay? All imaginary numbers come in pairs. If you see a 2i, then you know a negative 2i is also an answer. Okay? Sometimes they're not written as plus or minus. Sometimes it just says 2i, and you need to be smart enough to know that negative 2i is also an answer because all imaginary and complex numbers come in pairs. So what we're going to do is we're going to work our way backwards. So this meant x equals negative 3, x equals 5. We're going to break this one up and do x equals 2i and x equals negative 2i. And we're going to turn all these into factors, meaning I'm going to add the 3, so that's going to be an x plus 3. I'm going to subtract the 5, so that's going to be x minus 5. I'm going to subtract the 2i, so that's going to be x minus 2i. And I'm going to add the 2i, so it's going to be x plus 2i. And we need to write it, we need a y equals, or a 0 equals, or an f of x equals, because it says to write a polynomial function, so we really should write y or f of x. Okay, so now we need to multiply all this out. We're going to multiply the i's together, and then we're also going to multiply these two together and get 2 answers, and then multiply those together. Okay, remember multiplication is doesn't matter what order you multiply in. We could multiply those together and multiply those together and then multiply those together, which is what we are going to be doing. We're going to multiply these together and then these together, and then we're going to get our answers. We're going to multiply those answers together as well. So here we're going to double distribute. We get x squared minus 5x plus 3x minus 15, which is x squared minus 2x minus 15. Then over here, this is what we did in our little warm-up. X times x is x squared plus 2ix minus 2ix minus 4i squared. Our middle ones cancel out. I get x squared, that's going to be minus 4 times minus 1, which is x squared plus 4. So now I just have to multiply some more. This time I'm going to multiply these together. Okay, so we still have this y equals, and now we're going to multiply those all together. So that's going to distribute, distribute, and then distribute. Okay, so we're tripling distributing this time. So we get x to the 4th plus 4x squared minus 2x to the third minus 8x minus 15x squared, and that's going to be minus 60. Okay, combine like terms and write in descending order. So we have the x to the fourth. We have an x to the third, so it's going to be minus 2x to the third. We have 2x squared. It's 4x squared minus 15x squared gives me minus 11x squared. Then we just have the 1x, so minus 8x. And then we just have the minus 30. And there's our final answer. So in essence, we just worked backwards. We started this, we would have factored, then we would have factored some more, solved them, and we would have gotten that. Okay, let's do another one. So again, we're going to start at the top. We're going to say that's x equals negative 2, x equals 3i, and x equals negative 3i. We know the i's always come in pairs. Turn them into factors. So move that guy over. It's going to be x plus 2. Move this guy over, so it's going to be x minus 3i. And move that guy over, so it's going to be x plus 3i. We need to make it y equals. And we need to multiply the i's together first. So that's going to be x squared plus 3i minus 3i minus 3i squared. The middle terms knock each other out. We get x squared. That's going to be plus 3 because I squared is negative 1. So negative 1 times negative 3 is plus 3. So we still have this x plus 2, and we have x squared plus 3 now. So now we multiply again. So we get x to the third plus 3x plus 2x squared plus 6. And now write in descending order. So x to the third first, then 2x squared, then 3x, then 6. And there's my final answer. Another one. Go ahead and pause the video while you try to do this one on your own. Go. Okay, so we're going to start with x equals negative 9, x equals 2, x equals I, and x equals negative I squared. Turn them into factors. So we have x plus 9, x minus 2, x minus I, x plus I. I'm going to multiply these two together first. I get x squared plus 7x minus 18. Multiply these together. My middle terms cancel out. Negative 1 gives me a plus 1. So I have these two factors now. Now I triple distribute and get this. Combine like terms and put in descending order. So we have x to the fourth, 7x to the third. 1x squared minus 18x squared is minus 17x squared plus 7x minus 18. And there's my answer. Make sure that you have an y equals or an f of x equals, or even if it's 0 equals, but it has to be an equal sign somewhere along the way. Okay. And that is all that we have for today. We'll save the story problems for next class period. That's it.